Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I don't care how I look. I want to come on this camera glamorized, but it is the first week of school returning. It's the first week of my internship. It is actually, I want to say, I don't know if week 2 or 3 of my 5 day a week workout regimen. Child, sis is tired, okay? Sis is tired. But welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 Heart channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot mother freaking topics. So I know y'all miss me. I know these dear DJs is coming late in the week, but sis tired. Sis tired. Y'all hear me out. So let's get started on this letter so I can run this thing through now here. Dear Deja, I've been watching your Dear Deja videos for about a year now, but hearing these last 3 letters from the sisters and their mom prompted me finally to send in my submission. Ooh, okay. Okay, a four-parter now. Unfortunately, at the top of the year, my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It has been a tumultuous battle ever since, but my mom is a fighter, so she's doing her part. The doctors are doing their part, and the only people left to tap in is me and my siblings. It's my older brother, me, and my little sister. My older brother lives out of town. I live in the same town as my mom, just in a different neighborhood, and my little sister lives with my mom. My brother comes up every weekend to assist my mom with whatever she needs. I come over every day during the week after I leave work and the home attendant is done for the day. And I come on Sunday so I can spend a little time with my brother while he's in town. My little sister is a 19-year-old who dropped out of school chasing a drug dealer and a non-existent modeling slash influencer career. My mom, especially before her illness, bends over backwards for my little sis. Clothes, cars, jewelry. She funds all of these cameras, video shoots, traveling expenses, etc. Do you know what? Do you know we can't even get this girl to accompany my mom to one of her doctor's appointments? When my brother and I asked when she was going to start helping us care for my mother, this spoiled bitch had the nerve to say it's too much emotionally for her to take on. The final straw came over the weekend when she beat up the home attendant for missing FedEx when they attempted to deliver her package. Deja, the agency won't give my mom a new home attendant due to the physical altercation that took place. I have to work and my brother does as well. I know if I fuck her up, that's going to upset my mom, and I'm trying not to cause her any more stress than what she's already dealing with. But this behavior must be addressed and changed before I lose it. Please help me keep my cool and let me know what you think I should do. Sign, you're too young to be so dumb. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my God, number one on the list. I'm sorry, you guys. Let me just do one thing. Make sure my phone is on Do Not Disturb. Number one on the list. Let me send my well wishes and a speedy recovery to your mom, because cancer is no joke. But I also know that there's some survivors and some fighters out here that is ringing that bell on a daily basis. So let me say to your mom, I'm sending well wishes and a speedy recovery, and I pray that at her next birthday celebration, I'm in the building with you guys to ring that bell, and she's 100% cancer free. Let's start there, right? Number two on the list. I'm very proud of you and your older brother. I'm very proud of you and your older brother, because as you should, as your mother's children, you should step in and give her whatever she needs during this time and beyond, because number one on the list is your mom, and number two on the list, this is an extremely crucial time for her. Extremely crucial time for her. So what I will say is this, my dear, you should step in stomping and continue to do your part, right? Kudos to your brother as well, right? Um, I'm an older sibling. I have 2 little brothers and 1 little sister. I have siblings older than me, but those are my younger siblings, my 2 little brothers and my little sister. And 99.9% of the time, we're getting along really well, or we're really close. What I will say is this, right? It almost seems as if, from what you described about your mom, it seems like the damage is already, the way your mom was the caretaker or is the caretaker for your sister, it kind of almost seems like the damage is already done. It kind of almost seems like the damage is already done. It kind of seems like your mom has already created a monster within your sister, right? Which means she may be, from what it sounds like, a tad bit spoiled and a tad bit motherfucking selfish, okay? Forgot to take my sip after I read the letter. right? So your mom may have created a monster with that whole her being selfish and her being spoiled, right? I don't particularly know, big sis, and this is just me being very transparent with you as a letter writer. I honestly don't know if that can be undone. I honestly do not know if that can be undone. And if I'm being honest, if it can be, right, if it can be undone, I don't know if it would happen in a timely enough fashion for her to realize what she needs to do for your mom. And if it can be undone, I don't know if it can be undone by you. I honestly don't know if it can be undone by you because number one on the list, you're not the person who created that monster. So what your sister may feel, and this is just me playing devil's advocate because I'm trying to approach it from all different aspects, is that you might be jealous. You might be jealous. So anytime that you try to go have some discussion with her about her ways and how they need to shift and change, the first thing that your sister may think, because of the mentality it sounds like she have, is that you're jealous. You know, I'm mommy's baby. Mommy does everything for me. And here you go saying I'm not a good person and I'm not doing right. You're just saying that because you're what? You're jealous. You know, and again, I honestly don't believe in my heart of hearts that you are. I believe that it's unfair what your sister is doing by not partnering with you and your brother to assist you in the caretaking of your mom. But I'm trying to think from the young person's perspective so we could approach it from all angles, right? So, that could be one of the ways she might think, right? So I'm going to give you the advice that I give everybody that works for me. It's very concrete and it has worked for some of my letter writers and Healing Hearts participants in the past. What you need to do is come with hard, concrete facts, right? People can argue facts, but they are pure idiots when they do, right? Don't get me wrong, like we always talk about in Dear Dejas, you can argue feelings, you can argue emotions, you can argue, but you cannot argue with the facts, right? So I think what you and Big Bro might need to do is y'all might need to sit down and write down the facts of the matter, which is mommy is sick. Right? That's at the top of the list. Nothing don't trump that. That's what we're building from, right? When you write out mommy is sick, then you have to write out all of the things that need to take place because of mommy's condition, right? Once you write out what needs to take place, then you write down next to those things who is taking care of them currently, right? And if you write down 10 things and it's 5 and 5 and 2 or 8 and 6 and 4, however you and your brother break it down, and it's only you and his name on the list, she can blatantly see that she's not supporting and helping, seeing as though what? Mommy is sick. You know, and the reason why I say this is because number one, sometimes people are visual learners. Sometimes people are visual learners. So instead of you just being able to say, here, look at this and understand, it may take her longer to do so. So you may have to write things down or put things up or, you know, make notes in your phone, however you want to do it. But I think she needs to see what's taking place. Because once again, her standpoint could be you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. I do help mommy, yada, 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 right? So once again, you have to open up with the facts. Number one, mommy is sick. That's a fact. That's a fact. She went to the doctor. She was diagnosed. That's a fact, right? Because of mommy's illness and condition, mommy needs, and here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, like you said, from what you did in the letter, that's exactly what you show her. Big Bro comes on the weekend and he does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to prepare mommy for the week. And I come during the week and pick up what Big Bro left off, which is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's me and it's him. Where are you? We need your support. Where are you? Right? So let me pause for a second and play devil's advocate again, because like I said, when you approach your sister, you want to be able to anticipate some of her rebuttals, right? So let's just say she says, well, you don't live in this motherfucking house and you don't know what the fuck I do for mommy, so mind your fucking business. Okay, that's fair, right? So after you've listed your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or whatever the number is that you and Big Bro take care of, I want you to now ask her, okay, you know what? Don't even negate what she says. Don't argue or nothing. Say, you know what? what she said is a fact. You don't live in that house. That's a fact. She's stating a fact, right? So since I don't live here, and since that's a fact, I want you to state the rest of the facts, which is what it is that you do, right? Because I'm going to also say this, right? Sometimes when people are not there to physically see, or sometimes when people feel like what a person did is not as big as what they're doing, they view it as you have done nothing. And that's not fair to your little sis. If you're only viewing it as she isn't doing anything because what she's doing isn't as major as what you and Big Bro is doing, that's not fair. Or if you're saying that because you don't physically see what she does, that's not fair. So you have to give her the opportunity to defend herself, because in all fairness, you are now accusing her of something. So she has the right to defend herself, right? So once she state that fact, if she does that, you don't live here, so you don't know what I do, you say, you know what, you're absolutely right. So do me a favor, right, sis? Do me a favor and write down what it is that you do, right? And you'll be able to what is the word? Why my mind always do this like a You'll be able to see if she's telling the truth or so. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to figure that out between your mom, your brother, yada, 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 right? What the home attendant used to do, yada, 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 right? And if she is doing things, big sis, I want to tell you something as being from one big sis to another, right? Little sisters, no matter what they say, unless you have one of the most tumultuous relationships on the planet, normally little sisters look up to big sisters. Normally, little sisters look up to big sisters. For whatever reason they find to look up to us, they do. They do, especially when it's either A, you guys have a good relationship, or B, you have inspired her in some way, or C, you're significantly older, so you're also looked at as a mother figure. Little sisters look up to us. So if she's anything like the little sisters that I know, she don't want to disappoint you. You know what I'm saying? So if you did tell her how angry you are and how much she disappointed you and how she didn't do what she needed to do, that may not go over well, because that's not ideally what she wants you to feel about her. Right? So even if you feel like what she is doing is small, but they are facts, you need to acknowledge that. You need to acknowledge that, because although they're small, they're still a contribution to your mom. It's a difference from saying you don't do nothing and I need you to do more, right? And if this conversation is I need you to do more, that's fine. You guys can discuss that. But if you're trying to make it seem as though because I'm not doing as much as you would like me to do, I'm not doing anything, that's going to present a problem for you and your system, okay? So let's, like I said, lay the facts out. This is what needs to be done. This is what me and Big Bro are doing. Asking, hey, you said you do something because I don't live here. What do you do, right? Now, let's shift the conversation to, let's just say what she lays out is facts, and she actually does those things. Acknowledge it. Like I said, you know what? I apologize. I didn't realize those were the things that you took care of for mommy. I appreciate that. But because the home attendant is no longer here, Big Bro live out of town, I don't live in a household with mommy, I'm asking, is there a way that you can do a little more? Right? Something that rang very prevalent for me in this letter is when you said, she said, right? It's too much of an emotional toll on her. I want to say this, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but I have to say it. Your sister may not be lying. Your sister may have actually just told you something that's very factual about herself. And I think because that's not a fact for you, you overlooked it and you didn't hear it. So I want to bring it back, because you said it in your letter that she expressed that to you. That being a caretaker of mommy and seeing her in that position and knowing that she's ill, it takes too much of an emotional toll on me. I want to say this, big sis, that may not be the circumstances for you, but that may very well be the circumstances for your little sister. And in these moments, as hard as it may be, because it's not something that you can identify with or agree with, you need to hear her. You need to hear her, and you need to empathize with her. Because whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, whether you can understand it or not, or whether it's your situation or not, that's real for her. And nobody on this planet wants their feelings discarded. You know, it would be a sad thing to tell somebody something that you're feeling and for them to dismiss it because it's not what you feel. You know what I'm saying? So if what your sister said is true, that may actually be a real thing for her, my dear. And because big sis, one of your jobs on this planet as her big sister is to love and protect your sister, then you need to acknowledge and adhere to those feelings and emotions, right? So if that's the case, right? If that's the case, and her thing is like, well, I only do these small things because doing anything bigger or anything more for mommy takes an emotional toll on me. You guys have to accept that and figure out how you can all work cohesively to where you're all able to do things, but it's not breaking the other person. Maybe you are able to, let's just say your mom is in a state where she needs to be washed up or fed or, you know, anything of the sort. You may be in a space, I'm sorry, you guys, I have to flip through something. You may be in a space where it's like, well, those are things that I don't mind doing. I could take care of them. She honestly may not be. She honestly may not be. And because of that, let's just say, like I said, using what I use, like your mom needs to be bathed and fed. Okay, well, since you can't do the bathing and the feeding, how about you do the laundry and the food shopping? How about you do the external things that make my job easier, right? And I think if you call her out and you allow her to help, but in a way that, you know, it doesn't break her, I think she will be eager to do so. But if you asking me to go in there and sit with mommy when mommy is in pain and stuff, that may be stuff that she really, really can't do. And I honestly believe she can't because she expressed it in her letter. And you just can't make somebody do something that they literally can't. So my question and my suggestion would be to you, is it okay for you to give her responsibilities that help to benefit all of you? Right? So like I said, if you are the person that can go and sit with mommy and do yada, 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 and maybe she can't, okay, she has expressed that to you. So because she can't, maybe you can ask her, listen, can you do mommy laundry? Can you go food shopping? Because when I come over, I can't come from work and go to the supermarket and come cook for mommy. So can you go to the supermarket and go get all the ingredients so when I get there, it's all set up and all I have to do is cook it and go in there and feed it to mommy? Or can you go to the supermarket, cook it, package it up, and when I come in, all I do is break it down and go and feed it to mommy? Can you do her laundry? So when I come, I just have to change her bedspread as opposed to going and washing it for her and waiting for it to dry and bringing it back because I'm coming from work. I don't live here. I live in another neighborhood. I don't have time for that. Right? And I think giving your sister these responsibilities will not only let her know that she's assisting with you guys, she's assisting your mom in her healing with you guys. I think that she would also feel heard. Because not only are you giving me a task and letting me help, but you're not overwhelming me because you understand what's my limits, what I can and can't take. And you know, the more important thing in that is your sister feeling heard, right? We all want to feel heard, you know, and it's not fair to shut out what she's feeling or how she's coping because it doesn't look the way you want it to look. Sometimes folks will do and say things and respond to things in a way that never will look culpable to you. But you have to understand that that's their way of dealing, that's their way of coping, that's their way of expressing. And if you care about that person, you want to try to understand, well, what do I do to make the connection here? So again, even though it would be ideal because your sister lives in the house with your mother, so it would be ideal for you to go in there and wash mommy up. If this is your mother's condition, I'm just giving examples, right? Go in there and feed mommy. You know, that would be ideal. But if she's saying it's too much for her, then maybe you can prep everything so I can do it, you know? Same thing. If you saying that, oh, you know, your brother comes on Sunday, have things laid out and prepared for him. So when he comes, the only thing he needs to do is his part, you know, spend time with mommy. You know what I'm saying? So maybe she could be the person who preps everything for you guys to actually do what y'all need to do. But there is ways to keep you guys' relationship solid and not lose one another, but still be able to do the work and do the caretaking for your mom, right? Side B with the whole she beat up the home attendant about the package. I'm going to say, right, I think that as a result of her fighting the home attendant, you should let her know that you wouldn't mind paying for her to get a healing heart session. Because I don't think she beat up the home attendant because of the FedEx package. I honestly don't. I think she beat up the home attendant because, number one, you're here doing something that I can't do. Number two, I can't believe my mother is in this position to need someone to come and do this work. You know, there could be a number of factors and issues that she has as the home attendant being there because of what she represents. So it could have been, you know what, bitch, I already don't want you here. I already don't fucking like you. And you had the nerve to miss my package. Now I have a concrete reason to beat your ass. Because that's something so minute, right? But it may be what the home attendant represents for her. Somebody here taking care of her mother who is ill when she doesn't have the capacity to do it herself. You know? So it may be deeper with the home attendant than just, oh, you wild out on her about a package. No, it may be something a little deeper that you might need to explore. And as the older sister, like I said to you earlier, your job is to protect your sister and make her feel heard. So while the rest of the world would just see it as her fighting the home attendant about the package, you as her sister need to dive a little deeper and figure out, little sis, what's this about? What's up with you? And if you can't do that, Operation Heal 100 Hearts got you, girl. Operation Heal 100 Hearts got you. You get this girl a session, and we're gonna get down to what she's really feeling surrounding your mother's illness. Because what it sounds like is that your mom raised you guys beautifully. She raised you guys to stick together, and she raised you guys as good kids, right? Why would your sister, who was actually the one who got the most spoiling, why would she wait until your mom is in the worst condition of her life to quote unquote turn her back on her? No. There is some feelings and emotions there that she's grappling with and trying to cope with and trying not to express because of the situation. So because of that, they're manifesting in other ways. We just need to figure out what those feelings and emotions are and help her work through them. And like I said, Healing Hearts got you. Healing Hearts got little sis. Healing Hearts got you. Healing Hearts got bro. And Healing Hearts got mommy. Right? It's just a matter of you coming to get your session. But you know, this is real. This is real. I've seen, people shrivel in the presence of situations that could possibly break them. And I've seen others rise to the occasion. I've been both. If I'm being honest, I've been both. I've been one of those people where I'm just so broken that I can't do anything. And then I've been one of those people who has also risen to the occasion. It depends on what the situation is. I'm not perfect. I'm human. So is your sister, my dear. And in these moments, she deserves some grace. And she deserves a big sister who will give her that. So, all right, my dear. Okay, Khadijah's here. Khadijah's here. Operation Heal 100 Hearts is here. And we want to do the work. We want to do the work. We want Mama Love to ring the bell. We want next year around this time for us to be partying for your mother, as opposed to bickering with your sister. All righty, do not beat her ass. And if you get that close, come to your Healing Heart session. In any event, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. I love you guys. I really appreciate it. My schedule is going to be bananas for the fall, but I have some big accomplishments, and I'm not letting any of them fall to the wayside, so be prepared. Ladies and gentlemen, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Please hit the thumbs up on this video. Please hit the thumbs up. That is the way that you ring the bell to let me know you up in the motherfucking building. All my new subscribers, I welcome you guys. All my oldies but goodies, y'all know how I give it up. I'm gonna have some conversation about Lit at 6, all that. We'll talk about it. In any event, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and thank you for tuning in.